Let's see, are we in here? We connected? What's good, everybody? Hey, how you doing? Oh my gosh, it is a good day. Let me switch out of this bitch. What up, everybody? Welcome to the late evening show, and welcome to the Phil Risden channel. It is a phenomenal day. I usually don't go live. This is not something that I usually do, but I felt like I had to do it because Iceman is officially on the way. You heard it. Iceman is officially on the way. May 15th. It's that serious. And this is crazy, man. I mean, obviously, people on this channel who have been big fans of this channel know that I have been a Drake fan for quite a while. I was a Drake fan, before he was the Drake that we know today. But it's also no secret that I have been very, very critical of Drake and the way he's been conducting himself since the beef. Honestly, even before the beef. He's a cool dude and everything, but corny is corny is corny, and you got to call it out. But I will say he seems like he's taking a bit of a break from the corniness with this whole situation, man. He's seems to be really kind of coming back into his own and stuff, which is cool. There was a time for me when I was, a little self-conscious. I'll be honest with you guys. I was definitely in that zone where like I didn't know if Drake would ever be where he used to be. You know what I mean? People were talking about how he's spiraling, he's gone. And I'm not gonna lie, I still do think that he's in the kind of back half of his career, if we're just being honest. But I also think the boy has a little bit more things to do. And people have been counting him out. So it feels nice. It feels nice. What up to all the music lovers? How are you guys doing out here? Thank you so much for showing up. It means a lot. Um, you know, it's interesting, man. I don't know about you guys, but am I the only one who's excited for this Iceman shit? I'll be real with you. Like, obviously, I see the videos of people excited for it, but these last 2 years, I feel like these last 2 years, legitimately, like it made you feel like everybody just hated this guy no matter what. And I don't know if it's him being gone or the fact that he's actually pushing out something that people have this feeling might actually be good, and that's what's made people nicer. But it's interesting to see, and it also just shows you how incredibly fickle people are when it comes to all this hip hop shit, especially hip hop shit, celebrity shit in general. But when it comes to hip hop stuff, people just are crazy, man. I'll be honest, they're fucking crazy. Like they'll wait to tear you down first, and then when you're torn down, they that's when they turn around and they want to build you back up all the time. And I'll be real with you. This I don't know if I could beat Drake right now because this seems like the most highly anticipated album of the year, and I'm not the only one. I feel like everybody has been talking about how crazy this shit is. I mean, bro's been doing a lot. He even made a literal pyramid of ice, which I gotta say, I like it, man. Um, that pyramid of ice is pretty crazy, and it's not what I would have thought for a rollout at all, but I do like it. This is the type of shit that gets people talking, right? And it's bigger than just the cryptic bullshit of like a live stream, which took a lot of talent. It did, but it was just cryptic bullshit. This is something that is interactive. People like this shit, and it's nice. As much as people want to shit on Kendrick Lamar, you have to thank him because I do think that if it wasn't for Kendrick, Drake wouldn't be doing shit like this. Drake's one of my favorite artists, but before the beef, he was definitely lazy. He was definitely phoning it in a lot of times and just expecting everybody to care about him, everybody to like him, right? And I feel like now that he's not so sure about all that, it's made him actually have to use the talent that he's had for so long, you know, uh, and really kind of challenge himself, and for it kind of forced him to try to be the guy that he's said that he is this whole time, right? You know, and for all these kids who are a little bit younger as well too, what I love about this is like, for all the younger people, you're finally gonna get to see back against the wall Drake, which is a different type of Drake. Okay, a different type of Drake. I was a kid, I graduated high school in 2009, so I'm getting older now. Graduated high school in 2009 when Drake was like fully just starting to really come out. Like 2008, 2009 is when he was really kind of pushing stuff. Comeback season was already out. I believe So Far Gone was kind of just coming out when he was when 2009 is happening. But this was the time when Drake was still this actor. He was still this guy from Degrassi who was on the N, right? This teen channel for this like, kid teen show, right? So you got to realize before Drake had come out, guys like that never really flourished. Like I'm sure there were people who were child stars or some shit who maybe got one or two songs that are hot. Of course. I mean, if you bring this type of stuff up, people always like to tell you how Drake was never the first to do anything. They'll find the most minuscule thing, and then act as if everybody was on that wave and Drake, there's just no way, right? But it's true. Like when he was coming out, you kind of really did have to be um, harder, you know what I mean? And just a different type of guy. I mean, Kanye definitely bust open that window first. Absolutely. I can't discount that. But, you know, I'm not gonna I'd be lying to you if I said it was easy for a Canadian teen child actor to be the biggest rapper in the world. I'd be lying to you if I said that was an easy thing to happen. It was not an easy thing to happen. And when he came out, people really were hating on him at first. He's soft, he's this, he's that, blah blah blah. But his music really won them over, and it was because of this kind of back against the wall vibes. Like I'm telling you, man. Like now, I think everybody's just used to the bops, right? We all like the bops; they're fun. But dude used to rap. Dude used to rap. Like he used to really like all my old heads know what I'm talking about. We're talking like comeback season, AM to PM, City is Mine, Ransom, 9 a.m. in Dallas, the first timestamp record. That song is phenomenal. Songs like Fear off of So Far Gone. Amazing tracks that I feel like just get so overlooked. Wildfire, you know, from back in the day. They probably came out like 2011, 2012, like just hot shit, bro. And I feel like since he kind of got into that mode of collaborating so often, it made him lazy. It did make him lazy. If all you need to do is fucking, fuck bad bitches and hang out with Lil Yachty to make a couple tracks that sound good but don't mean anything, don't have anything to them, and you've already made meaningful shit, I could see how you fall into it. So it's really interesting to see his kind of peaks and valleys throughout his career, and I kind of think this next one will really be a peak because the excitement is just crazy. I mean, like let's watch one of these videos, man. It's crazy.
2026 will be the year. Am I
turn
reading
that
this wrong? Will be my year. 2026 will be my year.
And this is what I'm saying.
2096. Am I reading that number?
Like people, like he planted that pyramid of ice literally what a day ago. People already drilled through it, already cracked through it, and to find the release date. This shit is crazy. The obsession is crazy.
Holy shit, bro. Wow. Wow. This is Drake's dad, no? This is Drake's dad. Holy fuck.
And let's be honest, it's kind of been a bit of a slow burn these last few months for hip hop. A lot of people have talked about it, how they feel like it's dead right now, like hip hop is dead because Drake is missing. And I won't say hip hop is dead. I will say the mainstream popularity of hip hop is dead right now, but there's still plenty of people who are creating amazing music. There's tons of great shit to listen to. So the artistry is not gone. But right now, the attention, the spotlight is not on hip hop, which is fine. Some of the best things have been made in the darkness, but it is nice to see a little bit of the hype coming back, man. Because I mean, there's nothing like being in a fucking hip hop era, man, where it's just tidal waves of amazing music.
Ice News, issue number 1.
This gets people excited.
What flag is this? I've seen this. Or it looks like a hospital sign.
It looks like Sweden.
Yo! Yo, Drake! Come outside, bro!
I love how
Come
Drake's
outside.
fucking
Is
spying out his
you in the
window like
washroom?
he's fucking Michael
Are you in
Jackson
the
or some
washroom?
shit. Yeah,
Yo, bro.
he's like a fucking
Yo,
hermit
Drake's outside his window right now.
trying to play fucking
What
cool.
the
He
fuck?
knows.
I don't even know how much this is, bro.
He knows he wants people
I
out
don't
there.
even know how much this is, bro.
Fucking crazy. May 15th, baby. May 15th. Who do you guys think is gonna be on Iceman? That's my thing. Personally, I would prefer if he did something kind of closer to J. Cole and literally just had no features on that shit and just nothing but fucking conductor beats, Boy Wonder beats, and 40 beats. Oh, that's all you need. You need conductor, Boy Wonder, 40, and Drake. And they just make shit. That's me personally. Personally. But I did hear that what is that? That guy Morgan Wallen might be on the album, which I don't know how I feel about that. I'll be 100% with you. I don't know how I feel about that at all, man. That dude, I've never listened to his music. Obviously he's a popular guy or whatever, right? He seems like he's pretty popular, but I don't fuck with him, man. I remember that whole incident he had where he said the N word. It's not like he was singing a rap song. He was fucking angry at some guy or some shit like that, and ended up saying that shit. And I'll be honest. I've seen that Drake is cool with that guy, which I already didn't like. And then the fact that he could possibly be on Iceman is extremely annoying. Like if he's gonna be on Iceman, it better be the most like great song, like just a god tier song. Like it can't be just like a regular ass, you know what I mean? It can't be What Did I Miss? If he has a dude who says nigga with a hard R on for a What Did I Miss type song, I'm already saying Iceman's fucking booty cheeks. Like I'm already, if that's what he does, and that's what I'm saying. It's like I like Drake as much as I like Drake. So much of what he does is just like corny and like weird, you know, and it almost forces you to like Kendrick more. I love both of them as artists. I like Drake slightly more as an artist, but I love both of their stuff as artists. But it's like sometimes Drake really forces you to be like, yeah, all these guys are right about you. You know, like it's like how are you this good at hip hop, but also like this weird and kind of shitty with black culture sometimes, right? And I think that's one thing that is definitely an issue and a blind spot uh, for Drake. But then again, I mean, it's a blind spot for a lot of rappers, right? I don't know what the issue is with so many rappers, but it's just like sometimes there's this vibe that they just don't give a shit about hip hop, or they just don't even really give a shit about the black community, and that stuff really, really, really gets under my skin. I mean, I don't know Drake's point of view about things, but I will say that is something that I definitely think about sometimes. And when people like Kendrick Lamar bring it up, it's like, hey, I can't say how you feel, what you care about, or whatever, but I can say that it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. But that being said, who knows if Morgan Wallen is actually going to be on the thing. And I'm just here for the slaps, man. I'm just here for the slaps. Drake has been in timeout for too long. He's been starving the game for too long. Let's get it, boy. Let's go for it, man. There's been a lot of talks about this album too, man. And it's been kind of nuts I want to pull up Rory and Maul because they were talking about this album already. See, fucking, what's the dirt is already on it talking about this shit. Well, we can go into him later, but people are like everyone is talking about how anticipated of an album this album truly fucking is, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. I'll be real with you. I haven't really seen this much hype over something uh since the beef almost. The fall off was close. Actually, you know what? I'll be honest. That's being shitty toward the fall off. I'll be real because the fall off it did have people in a bit of a hysteria, but that was like, why I'll count that different though is because Cole gave so much more effort than what Drake is giving now. Does that make sense? So it's like Drake's giving way less effort, but he's getting the same volume of results, or maybe slightly less results than J. Cole was. But J. Cole gave so much more of himself to the project and to the rollout to get that. So I still kind of put Drake slightly above that. I mean, J. Cole, you want to talk about a dude who really gives a fuck, right? A dude who really gives a fuck. J. Cole is that guy. Dude got in a hoopty and drove across the country to multiple cities just to stop and shake hands with people. That's why I fuck with Cole, and that's why he's so much different than I think Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I think Drake and Kendrick would not be caught dead doing something like that, which to me is actually kind of lame, especially in the world that we're in right now. Where people just don't have much at all, and a lot of your biggest fans can't even afford to go to your concert, and half the people that are at your concert don't even give a shit about you, and it's more of a status symbol. So I feel like when Cole does something like that, it's so much more meaningful and real. And when these guys keep their mystique for too much or for too long, it can be a little annoying. It can be a little annoying. I'll be real with you. But at the end of the day, I get it. They probably deal with just too much bullshit all the fucking time. Everybody talking about what they do and what they don't do and blah blah blah. Where's this fucking clip? I knew this shit was gonna be around here somewhere. I knew. Let me see if I have it in here. We're gonna find this fucking clip. Socials. Drake confirms Iceman. Is this it? No. Okay, there's a little video of him doing.
Night. Enjoy your Hall of Fame status. It's long overdue.
Oh, this is this is from 3 weeks ago with Nelly Furtado, who still looks bad as fuck, thick as hell, beautiful, amazing. And him confirming Iceman. He's been doing this for a while though, with the Iceman shit. Obviously you had this award ceremony where he was talking about it. He had the live streams, but even when he was in Toronto for the Raptors game, they had 2 iced out seats for the Raptors game. Let me fucking pull that out. Iced out seats. Raptors. Drake. Yeah, bro had like fucking. Yeah, dude had like fucking iced out seats and shit. Like he's been, I will say, like, obviously J. Cole gives way more credit, or way more effort. But I feel like for somebody like Drake, this is a lot of effort. In the last 10, 15 years, he's been the surprise drop guy. So the fact that he's thinking about all this stuff, he's putting out all this stuff, means that he does really care, And once again, thank you to Kendrick Lamar. You got this man to give a shit. So, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love it, man. But what do you guys think is going to be on Iceman? I'm wondering, a lot of people think it's going to be, I don't know. I think the thing about this album is, and what makes it so anticipated and so crucial is people like Drake for different reasons, And so now that he's kind of been in the penalty box, so to speak, because of this whole beef and him just removing himself and figuring out what he wants to do for this album. I think people are anticipating not only is it going to sell, but like literally like how is this going to sound, right? Because you have people that are huge like Drake pop song lovers, then you have the Drake R&B lovers, then you have the Drake bar lovers, right? And you go on these Reddits, and I'm telling you, each one of these demographic thinks the album is going to consist completely of those things. And I'm on the third one. I'm the Drake bars guy. I like the bars, which is I think the smartest move for him to have. Completely, to be completely honest, I've heard academics say that he thinks everybody, oh, it's the slaps, the slaps. Oh, we need the slaps. But I'm saying like you can have lyrics and have the slaps. This is what annoys me. It's like you can have lyrics and have the slaps. I don't think that you have to get rid of any sort of you know real content in order to have a slap. And like I'll say this about academics as well too, man. Like he is dude is dude is bad for hip hop. I'll just say it. Like I'll be real with you. He is bad for hip hop. Like if hip hop is created in his image, it's going to be dog shit. And I have so much respect for him as a worker, a content creator, as a businessman, right? But I will say, man, I really will say, like the way that he uh thinks of music, right? That it's like all this shit, every song has to be like you know, club shit for the girls or like murder, murder, kill, kill, right? Meanwhile, he's like a staunch Republican who, is like 2A and like, it wants to call the cops on everybody, but he's like glorifying this shit. So it's like this weird, like repetitive cycle of like toxic black culture, right? So it's like he shits on black culture. Oh, I'm so much richer than all these rappers, blah 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 blah. And but then he's like, oh, they're not ready to slide. They're not ready. It's like what is going on here? And I feel like, I say that to say this. Drake shouldn't be looking to this guy for guidance on musical content, right? I think that's the main thing. He should not be looking to this man for musical for guidance on musical content in any way, shape, or form, because he truly does not know good music. And I know this is kind of shitty to say, and there is a chance that he might see this, and I don't think he's that bad of a guy. It's just like, dude, sometimes, and we both like Drake, so it's like it's tough. I'll see him just come up with just wild takes, man. He was saying how he wants like no bars, just slaps, just slaps. It's like they can be both. They can be one and the same. What Drake really can't do is make the album that he makes all the time, which is a pretty much R&B heavy album with like 40 to 35% hip hop in it, and then still calling himself the dopest rapper around. If he does some stupid shit like that, his career is truly, I won't say over, but on the back nine. He's always going to be on the Mount Rushmore of streams and like Spotify sales and shit like that. But I'm telling you, if he does his same old formula of like a lot of R&B or like even half and half, it's done, man. People want to hear this dude rap. They want to hear him rap. The reason why he lost the beef so hard is because people were challenging him as a rapper, as a lyricist, as a spitter. Like this whole thing of like, oh, like Kendrick beat him at his own game, and he told Drake thought he was gonna have to do a fucking lyric heavy song, and then Kendrick made a slap and he beat him. It's like that's partially true, but let's be 100% honest. Those songs that Drake dropped were not that lyric heavy. The lyrics were good, the lyrics were potent, but he still was living in this world of like slaps. Like that first song, like that drop, 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 right? That song's just like a weird, like clubby song, right? It doesn't really fit. I'll be honest. The second half and the third were perfect. Number two and number three of the beat switch, perfect, right? But like to say that he wasn't trying to make anything for the club while doing that is a complete lie. He just failed at it. It just wasn't that good, and Kendrick's was better, right? So I think he needs to really learn from that. Like people want comeback season two, man. That's really what they want. People want comeback season two. They want care package two, right? That's what people want. They want that mixed with a little bit of Nothing Was the Same and Dark Lane, demo tapes, right? You can have that kind of R&B, kind of smooth, soulful sound that you're known for, but yeah, we need bars, bro. We need bars because I can't do it. I just can't do it anymore, bro. If he fails again, not only will this not be that great for his career, it will hurt his career. Truly, truly. Like online will eat him alive. Like this will be the end of him being seen as the popular guy completely if he fails at this. But I'll also be done with him because I'm tired of it. It's almost like having, it feels like a spit in the face every time because you know how good he is at rapping, but then he just doesn't rap as much as he should rap, right? And I feel like that's why so many people in hip hop don't really like him. There's a lot of shit not to like about him, sure, and Kendrick aired out all those things. Those can be valid things, sure, but I think what really annoys people is that he calls himself the greatest rapper out. He's this number one rapper, but he only raps half the time. And the rest of the time is him kind of being soft and like singing to girls and making like bullshit club songs and then like puckering his lips and shit like that. And there's a lot of guys who it's like they cannot handle that. They cannot handle that. And they were willing to handle it for a while because Drake was on an incredible run of actual raps. And he was making club songs as well too, but he was putting in a lot of work, especially with his lyricism early on in his career that he's just totally and completely abandoned. Even if he drops rap songs now, they're like bullshit fast food rap songs, right? And I think people just got sick of it and they don't want it anymore. So that's what that whole I like Drake with the melody shit is. It's not. It honestly isn't them. I don't think saying they like when he sings better. I think that's more of a troll. I'll be real. I think that's more of a troll to be like, you're not a fucking rapper. You're not a fucking rapper. You're not a fucking rapper. And some of them are annoyed that he's not a fucking rapper. Like I can't tell you how many like Drake haters used to be Drake fans and they just got tired of the way that he conducts himself. Like that's it, But who knows, man? This is a serious album for him. I can't wait till this shit drops. I'm going to be on it when this shit drops, bro. Yeah, so get the popcorn ready because it's gonna be a wild one, man. All right, next subject. We have a lot to talk about tonight. That was a bit of a tangent. I'm sorry, but I had to get there because I knew you guys were gonna be anticipating the whole Drake thing. I had to talk about it. Next thing I want to talk about is the Pooh Shiesty Gucci Mane situation. This shit is crazy. Not really because of Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane. I mean, it is crazy because of them. I mean, the whole story is truly, truly insane. But at the same time, uh, it's crazy because Gucci Mane's perception now is completely being changed, right? Usually when a rapper falls off like Pooh Shiesty did, like he came out of jail, he had a great song, but now he's thrown himself back in jail. And if this whole thing goes to trial, he gets found guilty, he's gone for the rest of his entire fucking life, right? So you usually see like, guys like that fade, right? They get in trouble, they fade away, they're gone. But stuff like this, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy to see Gucci Mane, number one snitch. People say he's a snitch, but now it seems like people have been actually like calling him out in public now about this snitching. Wayno actually put out a very good video about this thing, and I want to check this shit out. Wayno Gucci Mane. Yeah, they're calling him a rat in public, dog. This
Yo, I
shit is
ain't gonna
crazy.
lie, man. We about to witness a lot of ignorance this year. 2026 is gonna be the year of the ignorance, the year of the idiot. You know what I mean? The year of the F shit. It's gonna be all of that. And you know who is starting out with Gucci Mane. But before we get started, you know what I need? I need subs, likes, and hype. Now, when
All
I
right, all
said
right,
it's
all right.
starting out with Gucci Mane, that's not really from.
Kevin, thank you so much. I'm so looking forward to this. The energy has been special. What do you make of this crowd?
I'm loving it. I love the energy.
What can you tell me about your set list?
I'm gonna mix the old with the new. You know what I'm saying? This guaranteed to work.
Any message for the fans?
Just get ready for the show. It's gonna be a good time.
Get ready. All right, I can't wait. Enjoy.
Thank you. My pleasure.
All right.
And he performed. Now, why he went.
And yeah, I did hear about this. Apparently, while he was performing, yeah, people started shouting at him or something, and yeah, it's crazy, man. He doesn't seem to be getting away from
Went
this.
to go do that performance, you get some people acting out of character. Now, the reason why I even brought that up is because remember years ago when that dude ran down on Gucci, you know what I mean, for Peter?
Word on the street is that you thinking of going vegan, brother. But you can't be vegan if you keep wearing that fur. Shame on Gucci, animal abuser. Shame on Gucci, animal abuser.
I actually never knew that this happened. Holy shit. I had no idea this entire fucking thing happened. I didn't know he got attacked by like PETA people, but you know, again, when you're a celebrity, people are truly, truly crazy. They'll do anything. They'll do anything. But I guess good to Gucci for being a vegan. But apparently, I guess he is a bit more of a magnet for weird people. I guess some people are just like that. Even I'm like that. Like I could just be standing somewhere, and there would just be some dude with like one eye and like three teeth, and he's just like, "You're my brother." And I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck you're talking to. Some people are just magnets for just lunatics, man. So it makes sense. Shout out to Gucci Mane, but yeah, this shit's crazy.
And he basically was expressing about how, oh, Gucci, you can't do this with animals and all that. If we think.
Yeah, let's get to the whole thing. So, god damn. Okay, anyway, let's not get distracted. Let's go to the beginning of the clip, and supposedly this is where this whole thing was going down.
Now, as people was cheering.
Shout out to the cameraman for getting that full shot. This nigga know he nasty. All right, so I knew it wasn't just me. I knew I wasn't just the asshole. The cameraman's an asshole. Fucking getting that shot of her ass like that while Gucci's getting caught a rat. You knew this shit was gonna go viral. What's wrong with you? Let's play that again. You can hear it too. You can hear the people calling it rat.
Now, as people was cheering and people are yelling in excitement for Gucci Mane, you can
Crazy.
hear that one person, that one nigga. It's always that. You a rat. You a rat, Gucci. You can hear.
That's a fact. There's always gonna be that one man. It was like everybody's clapping for you, and as soon as that clapter dies down, it just goes, "Fuck you." That's just how it is, man. That's how it is. That's how it is when you're a celebrity. That's how it is when you're in any form of the entertainment industry. But in general, just as being a person, that is just how it is, man. People are just like that. They just want to be haters for no fucking reason. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Honestly, I don't know how Gucci is going to get through all this shit, man. I really don't know how he's gonna get through all this shit, bro. It's weird. Like, I think it's just one of those things he's just gonna have to suck up and deal with because he's at a point of growth in his life. He's an older man now. He's out of that shit. He has good money. There's no reason for him to still be acting like an idiot. I think now he's kind of coming to his senses in the concept of snitching, right? And how stupid and childish it is, as far as like, oh, I'm never going to snitch. Like, someone could kill everyone I know and I'll never tell anybody. It's like, dude, that's fucking dumb as fuck. That's so fucking dumb. Like there's real shit going down. If you can help people get to the bottom of it, then help them get to the bottom of it. And I understand everybody's critiques for him too. I feel like both things are correct, right? I think it's correct for Gucci to move on and for him to snitch. Pooh Shiesty was a fucking moron, and is so dumb he didn't even know what the word duress means, and the fact that you can't make someone sign a contract under duress. So he literally threw his entire life away for nothing at all. You know, so he's an idiot. But at the same time, like, it's like Gucci had the right to tell. It's fucking dumb as hell. You have a company, this dude comes in acting like a fucking retard. Fucking tell. But I can also understand from a lot of other people who are like, hey man, like, it's because of you that I'm even in the street. Like, you put out fucking dope shit, and that resonated with me, and I modeled my life after yours. But I'll also say too, it's like, if you, number one, if you modeled your life after someone like Gucci Mane, you deserve to be in prison. I'll just tell you that right now. Number one, I like Gucci. I do like his shit. None of his shit's that good to make me a committed felony in my life. So stop making excuses. Yes, music can influence people, especially the youth. But I mean, at the end of the day, you did make that choice yourself. And also, if he can influence you to shoot people, to rob people, to kill people, then he can also influence you to improve your life and make the right choices to be a productive member of society. So if you followed him into the negative shit, but you're not following him into the positive shit, I think you can shut the fuck up, and you have to actually start examining your life and who you are and the choices that you have made. Because that's just not good enough of an excuse for me. That's just me personally. Um, that being said, they do have a right to shit on him for it though. He is somebody who is now hypocritical. He was living one way, told everybody he would live and die by that way. He no longer lives and dies by that way. So they have that right. They can shit on him all day, every day, and it's fine. I don't disagree with them shitting on him and calling him fake for it. At the end of the day, he did sign up for shit. No matter how young he was, he decided he wanted to be a part of that life. So it's weird. It's like I support both sides. Like I support Gucci not doing any of this shit because it's stupid as fuck and you just shouldn't do it. But also I support the people shitting on Gucci and calling him a rat because now he is a rat. And this is a whole thing too. I think what's so interesting about this whole situation is that he is now at a crossroads, which they've talked about before, because there really weren't too many witnesses in the room when all this stuff was happening, especially when he signed the contract. Apparently, they brought them into the recording booth and made him, void the contract or whatever. So there really weren't too many witnesses. There was like the other gunman, Big 30, and Pooh Shiesty in that room with him. Obviously, there was like a cameraman that I think was with Gucci at the recording studio. But long story short, there's no video footage, and it's kind of a he said, she said type thing. And basically, if Gucci doesn't get on the stand, if Gucci does not get on the stand, Pooh Shiesty can get away with this, right? And on top of that, because you can't sign a contract under duress, if Gucci does not take the stand, yet he signed that contract, and of course he's in court, not, of course he's not in court, so he doesn't say it's under duress, that contract is now valid. And Pooh Shiesty is now allowed to be a free artist. So it's a really interesting thing, right? Where it's kind of this catch-22. It's like, do I keep my core street principles that I grew up with and lose out on this business venture that I put a lot of money into, or do I, stick with this business venture and get rid of everything that I learned when I was younger and the code that I abided by. when I was a certain age. And you know, to me, I would easily pick the first one, but you know, I'm not Gucci Mane, and I didn't live his life, and I know for a lot of these guys, it's a bit harder than you would think to let go of some of those things. So it wouldn't surprise me if Gucci Mane doesn't take the stand. In fact, I believe he said that he wasn't going to take the stand. So he made the statement in the report, but he said that he wasn't going to take the stand, which is crazy, man. Just crazy. Even crazier. I mean, the dude made a diss track, so the whole thing is just nuts. I mean, making a snitching diss track is just crazy, man. Hip hop is in shambles. I don't know what is going on at all, man, at all. But there are some positive things in the light of all this ridiculousness in the black community with Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty. There are a lot of good things within black culture, which I want to highlight today. Let's see. There is the let's see. What's he going to talk about? Topic. So there's there's a lot of things happening in culture this week. There's a piece going around called "We Have No Friends," which is about Black America stands politically right now. Sybil Wilkes. So I wanted to talk about that. Basically, she breaks down the key stories from April 17th. I believe they had some sort of event with all these cultural artworks and stuff like that, which I thought is pretty interesting, man. There's so many, there's so many things going on right now. It seems like the ICE raids, as far as coming into cities and taking it over, seems to be kind of going away a little bit, which is nice. But for a long time, obviously, there was a little bit of friction, right? This whole idea of black people don't have to involve themselves in ICE or protests, and because it's more dangerous for us, and nobody gives a fuck about us, which is a truly good point. And then there's the other side, and a lot of these people were black, saying like, hey man, like that is true on in one sense, but also in another sense, if they come for them, they'll easily come for us, right? And just standing by while anyone's civil liberties are stepped on is a serious issue that you can't just really gloss over or anything like that. So I don't know. I think that's very very true, man. And there's been a lot of contention between black people, and I think just what's going on. I was gonna say black people and Latino people, but I think even bigger than that is just black people and just what's going on right here, right now. Why is all this stuff so fucking old? See, this is why you don't get AI to compile your fucking video assets, because it still fucks up. I'm telling you guys, I focus on like workers' rights and talking about all this type of stuff all the time, right? And there's always this push for like AI is coming, it's going to take all your shit. And I'm not saying it's not going to, but I will also say that it fucks up constantly. It fucks up constantly. I don't put it past a lot of people to basically, or a lot of CEOs to just give everyone a shitty product instead of something that's efficient and does things right. But I will say the concept of it having so much vastly more intelligence than you and doing everything better than you just isn't there. It's not there yet. It'll get there. I'm sure it'll get there, but it's not there yet.
This Black History Month, we are looking back at some relatively recent Black history. You probably remember this major album drop.
Yeah. So this is them doing a little kind of
Or maybe
talk
the
about the whole
hit
cultural
show.
set.
You paper boy. You rich, right?
Whoa, 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 whoa. You paper boy? You know it, boy. You so
And what about this Oscar winner for Best Picture?
At some point, you gotta decide for yourself who you're gonna be. Can't let nobody make that decision for you.
That's right, the movie Moonlight, Donald Glover's TV series Atlanta, and Beyonce's Lemonade all came out in 2016. And
Mhm.
that same year, former 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick began kneeling at games to protest racial inequality. The Smithsonian's National Museum of African
Wow, I can't believe it's really been that long. It's been that long. 10 years. 10 years ago was when, black people really giving a fuck about activism was reignited. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've always been the backbone of all of those movements. Don't get it twisted. But you know what I mean. It's like that was when Donald Trump getting elected turned everything up to 11. Right? So I'm interested to hear
African
about this.
American history and culture.
Hard to get too far into 2016
See.
lore. Maybe
You know what?
just
This is, I'm
without-
going to click on this. This is boring. I'm going to see. Okay, here we have the celebration. Is this it?
State
I'll cut
Fair
this out of
the
the
Bedford Parents Diversity Council and Bedford
the
Metco
thing,
program held their
thing.
annual Black History Month celebration.
It's a tremendous event to support all of our students, and we are so very lucky to have the Parents Diversity Council and Bedford Metco as part of our community, putting on wonderful events like that. I learned something new.
Okay, yeah, all this sucks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. There were actual articles and shit about, yeah, there we go, about civil wills. I don't know why. Okay, and now I'm not getting any of these things. The link's not working. Great. See, the reason it's happening is because Palantir and OpenAI don't want us talking about the real subjects. Isn't that crazy? Fucking ridiculous. I'm gonna skip this one. And I'll come back into Black empowerment later. Yeah, you can tell I'm a Drake fan, right? I'll get back to Black empowerment. That's that. Don't worry about that. But yeah, there's a lot of different shit going on, man. There was the Power Rising Summit that I did hear about that. That was happening in it just passed actually, from the 15th to the 19th, in Chicago. So there's a lot of things. I'm going through all basically my topics here, and just seeing what's good, because there's a lot of things I want to talk about. No, oh, okay, right where I want it. Hassan Piker. So, anyone else just absolutely, excited that leftists seem to be slowly but surely taking over the Democratic Party? Is there anything more beautiful than seeing leftists slowly but surely take on the Democratic Party? You have Mamdani over here in New York. Yes, baby. Right? Then you have, what is it? Uh, Abdul Al Sayed, I believe. Or is it Ayud Al Sayed? Out there in Michigan, who's doing so much good work. He seems like a decent candidate, that I might vote for if I was out there in Michigan, right? And then on top of that, you have all these, just so many different people. The girl in not the girl, the woman in New Jersey, she just won. I believe it Flemington, New Jersey. She's an anti-Zionist, and she won in a landslide, and no one expected her to win either, which is so incredible, And I think this is one of those things that is great because it's showing people that politics isn't just a fucking game. It's not just a board game like it is for the rich and for these insanely powerful oligarchs, right? But at the end of the day, politics is real and it belongs to the people. Politics is about the welfare of the people and making the government the best government it can be to help society. Or at least that's what I believe. And I believe that that is what the purpose should be. And I think a lot of times we just become kind of apathetic and we let things go. And we're just like, well, they're rich and they're going to play their games. So we just let them play their games, and that's kind of what they're counting on. They're counting on that we are too lazy to really do anything, or too lazy to step up and let people know that what these people are doing is wrong, right? We never want to talk about that. Everybody's too busy at their job, we're just too tired, and these things are real. These are real things, but at the end of the day, it's like it doesn't matter if you're tired because they're gonna make you more tired with a lack of workers' rights, a lack of good after school programs for your children. So you have to go and pick up your children bright and early, right after school. You know what I mean? Take care of them as much as possible while also draining your bank account, right? So as much as we don't want to give that effort is going to be ripped out of us anyway. So it would behoove us to act a little bit better, man. Just a little bit better. And I believe there's a lot of people that have been talking about all this stuff. Let's see. Toure was talking about Hassan Piker, but I actually just watched this video with Vosh, who is a guy who's interesting. How do you feel about Vosh? I feel like I'm on the fence about the guy. I think he's an intelligent guy, you know what I mean? But I don't know what it is. I feel like he can be a little prickly, and sometimes he just doesn't. He's not. He's not very inviting, when it comes to subject matters and different things that people go through. He's very cold. Like he kind of yeah, he's just weird. He's weird. Like I wonder if he's like maybe neurodivergent or something, right? Because everything he says is just like there's no empathy in anything. Like which in one way I kind of like because I think leftist ideals need someone who's a bit more pragmatic and it's just like no, this is what things are. You do need that, but also being leftist kind of comes from having a certain level of empathy. And if you don't have that, I feel like there's a lot of blind spots that you'll have with this type of shit. But we're gonna hear him talk a little bit about
The Michigan Democratic Party
basically the
convention
whole
heavily
Michigan
focused on
Democratic
the
Party
upcoming
thing
Senate
happened,
primary. This is from
and
Abdul Al.
I wanted to discuss this whole Democratic Party thing for a while because, yeah, man, we've needed a change for a very, very long time. And the thing about it is when it comes to Hassan, uh, they've spent all this time saying that we need a leftist Joe Rogan, we need a leftist Joe Rogan, right? And number one, we don't because it's kind of stupid, right? We don't need somebody who's like bald and aggro and spreads rampant misinformation. But also, we kind of have one, and that's Hassan Piker, right? He plays that kind of that type of ball game, right? He calls it like it is. He says whatever. But once again, the reason that the Democratic Party fails is because they don't just want a left Joe Rogan. They want a left Joe Rogan that's also a corporate liberal, right? And basically he's just a corporate shill. They want a left Joe Rogan who's actually on the right, but he's not super mean and racist. That's really all they're asking for. Anyone that's an actual leftist that has actual leftist theories that cares about any of these things, they want nothing to do with you. And the more popular you are, the more annoyed they get. I don't even have anybody who likes my shit yet. And I guarantee you, the moment I get like 1,000 people watching me on a live stream, they're already gonna have their red dots on me. They don't give a fuck. Like they're like, especially Hassan Piker is like the biggest one, sure, but I've noticed this. I've seen this kind of wave online of them kind of pushing that like leftist views is like the new MAGA. They're the new Groypers. They're the new Proud Boys. And we're not. Like, we're just asking for basic human rights and workers' rights and affordability. And that's how you know there's just something really, really awful going on within the Democratic Party, and it needs to be ripped out. And if it isn't ripped out, there needs to be a whole nother party added. It's gotten that bad. It's gotten that bad. The fact that Chuck Schumer and Zoran Mamdani are on the same side, technically, right, so to speak, is laughable. is laughable. You know there's something wrong when you see these two people on complete opposite sides of the spectrum being categorized as the same as the left. It's insane. It truly is just disgusting.
So yeah, it's funny because a bunch of like Democratic shills have been trying to argue this isn't really representative of the party's mainstream interests. Listen to those boos, man.
And this is the cognitive dissonance that these people have, like legitimately. You know what I mean? Like it's gotten to the point, like he said, that a majority of the Democratic Party believes a certain set of things. One, that Gaza is wrong and that it's a genocide. People, even who are Republicans, think that. Okay? Two, the Epstein shit is fucking disgusting and these people need to be brought to justice. Another bipartisan issue that people actually care about. And three, I would say, is, abolish ICE. Four is, Medicare for all. Five is some sort of affordability, overall for all of us, the housing crisis, right? Six, we could say Iran, get out of Iran, and all that type of stuff. These are the typical things that a lot of the people on the left, I won't even say leftists, I will just say people on the left, even classic Democrats, believe and feel. They don't want us to be in Iran. They don't fuck with Israel right now. You know what I mean? Or in general anymore, period. They want Medicare for all. And these people who get up there and they pretend as if they don't hear the boos and they still read the script like a shitty telemarketer for a pyramid scheme or something. You know? You ever have those where it's like someone used to call you at dinner, right? Or just call you on your cell phone and you answer and it's like you're telling them like I'm not interested and they're still reading from the script. Well, actually, did you know you can say da 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 da? It's like I don't want this. I don't want this. You can boo them all day. They don't care. And honestly, they're fine with it because they make so much money from like APAC and J Street and all that type of stuff that they don't care. They'll do anything to circumvent actual real change, sit on their ass and collect money. These people are truly evil. This lady is getting it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, I gotta say, man, like that is yeah, that's bad. Like I also say too, like she's a young person. She's relatively young. And I feel like that's also a big thing that is a major part of this. Honestly, boomers versus like zillennials, millennials, Gen Z, whatever you want to call them, right? The younger generation, older generation, younger generation, right? With Gen X kind of caught in the middle. There's this whole fucking thing of just, you know, these older people being completely loyal to Israel, completely loyal to their pockets, completely loyal to any lobbyist that'll give them their money, right? But it's so much harder to buy into it when it's a younger person. You know what I mean? I think when it's older people, we've been lulled to sleep by them because they represent the old guard. So it's just like, I hate this guy, he's awful, but there's no one to oppose him or whatever. So I guess we're just fucked, and you hate it, but you grit your teeth and it's whatever, right? But then you see a younger person like her try to go for it, and it's like, oh, you're a true piece of shit. You were born in the same time that I was. You know everything that I know in the way that I know it. You know what I mean? And you have thrown all that to the side and decided to just collect money. Go fuck yourself. Astounding.
Pro APAC as opposed to McMorrow, who is only quietly pro APAC. It was apparently such a popular convention. There were people in the overflow, Same consultant lines. Of course. Yeah. They have no plan.
So here we go. And now we have Abdul Asayed. I believe that is his name, Abdul Al Sayed. now we'll see his rally, and let's see where the sound is coming from there. I wonder if there's going to be any boos. Is there going to be any boos? Who knows?
We want money out of money in your Medicare for That is right. My name is Abdul Al-Sayed, and I am running for U.S. Senate.
Do you hear the difference? Do you hear the difference? Sweet Jesus, do you hear the difference? And it's not just because someone's like, selling them a boat full of dreams. I think that's what a lot of these politicians like to say. Like, that's why he's popular, because he's lying to all of them. No, he's popular because he's finally saying the things that these people all believe and have wanted to hear for a very, very long time. And for a long time, I'm sure he believed them and wanted to hear them, but nobody would say them. So he had the balls to go up there and say them himself. And you know what? I feel like I respect that even more. People talk about lip service and promises all the time and how they won't be fulfilled and this is bullshit and that's bullshit. But I'll say this, and this is just me. This is just me. I respect somebody who makes promises that they want to keep, that they care about keeping, that they're truly invested in, than I do with somebody who promises nothing and gives nothing, right? Because it's like that old saying, shoot for the moon. If you miss, you land amongst the stars, right? But a lot of these typical Democrats don't want to shoot at all. And so they end up always failing. Like Mamdani, he hasn't given free buses yet, right? But I say yet. I mean, it's only been 4 fucking months. And the guy's accomplished a lot more already. And it was because of that rhetoric that he dared to speak that made people more accustomed to it and made the powers that be realize that there is a tidal wave coming that they can't escape. That, yeah, we can block him from this, we can block him from that, we can block him from that. But at the end of the day, these people love him. And he's actually trying to get these things done. And if he actually tries to get these things done and they don't get done, he won't be afraid to go, hey guys, I fucking busted my ass to get this shit done, and I'm sorry we failed. But the reason we failed is not because of me. The reason we failed is because of this person, this person, this person, that person. Don't reelect them. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't endorse them. And that is really where the power comes from, right? But they want to act as if you have no power and as if someone like Abdul Al-Sayed has no power as well. But it's more just because they're scared and they want to protect their money. Disgusting.
They tell me I got a name that is tailor-made for U.S. politics. But y'all, it just shouldn't be this hard. Shouldn't be this hard to afford a second bag of groceries. Shouldn't be this hard to work the same job tomorrow that you worked yesterday. Should not be this hard to see a dentist or a doctor. And it should not be this hard to pay your taxes in April and know that that money is being spent.
Schumer will hate this guy. Schumer does hate this guy. It's not a will, it's not a hyper.
Schumer does it. I'm sure Schumer hates this guy. Schumer hates all of these guys. Anyone that's doing this type of shit, they hate, man. But the problem is all these dudes are so fucking old that they kind of can't really defend their spot, and these people are so popular that it's just, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. So at some point, they're not really going to have a choice but to kind of acquiesce to these guys, and let them at least be elected. Who knows if they're going to let them have certain things or accomplish certain things, but they're at least going to let them be elected. And I think that is incredibly important because of just, the way everything goes, man. It's just, it's a lot, man. It's been a slow burn for a very, very long time. Let's just say that. It's been a slow burn for a very, very long time. And I've been a little upset about it. A little upset about it, like all you guys have been. And it's one of those things that you kind of sit there and you're so discouraged that you're just like, what even is life, right? But then you see these all these people come out to these rallies. You see these politicians, certain ones who happen to have slightly good hearts, at least as far as we know now, right? And it does give you hope, man. It does really really give you hope, dude. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, man, that's why I just don't trust when people shit on people like Hassan Piker and all that type of stuff. Just because I don't know. To me, I feel like that is the ultimate. Uh, that's the ultimate red flag. Because if you think someone like Hassan is actually just like Nick Fuentes, then that means you're a racist to me. You know, like that's almost like I'm not trying to glaze Hassan here, but I'm trying to make a large assumption. That's like someone saying that Malcolm X is like Hitler, right? Like that's like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, sure, is he advocating for any means necessary? Absolutely, but he's advocating for every means necessary because any means necessary is put against us. So he's just evening the playing field, right? And I feel like anytime I hear somebody who's like, I'm not sure about this Hassan guy or whatever, I'm like, okay, you're a corporate show. Utterly ridiculous, you know, fucking insane. But I think I'm gonna get off now, guys. It has been nice to be here on live, having a little time. It's been good. I'll see you guys later. And make sure to check in with the videos, man. I'm putting out a lot more shit. I've been putting out a lot more stuff recently as well too. So please, please, please make sure to check it out. I'm I'm out here doing my thing, baby. So I'll see you guys later. Enjoy yourselves. Peace.